believe it or not, the salesperson, much higher on that list than price. So we need to be doing what Angelo did earlier and talk about our unique selling proposition. What is that thing, that one thing that you do better than your competition? Now, it might be something, as Mary had talked about, she's created an environment like Starbucks can charge $4 for a cup of coffee because you just feel good when you walk in the door, right? You got to create a unique selling proposition. The other way to do it is look at your industry. That's what Angelo did. Contractors leave a mess and they're always late and they don't commit. So Angelo says, that's my unique sales proposition. I'm going to be on time and I'm going to clean up. The next thing we need to work on is your guarantee, however. That's the second part of this. Don't panic about a guarantee. People are going to take advantage of you if you have a guarantee, okay? It's a pain in the neck for them too. If you do what you say you're going to do, it's never going to come back to bite you. And guess what? You get to make the rules up. You set whatever guarantee you want to set. You set one that you know you're going to deliver on 99% of the time. So let's tie that all together, and this is where Angelo stole my thunder, but it's my favorite story, so I'm still going to talk about it. One of our clients in California was a very, very small plumbing company. And when they came to Action Coach, they identified that in the industry, the main points of plumbers, surprise, surprise, they don't show up on time, they leave a mess, and their butt cracks are always showing. So they came up with a unique selling proposition that they're going to be on time, they're going to leave your house better than it was when they got there, and they're going to wear belts. They are now a 37 truck, multi-million-dollar plumbing company on the West Coast. Unique selling proposition is critical to your success and your differentiation. The next thing is test and measure. Now, we test and measure everything. And I'm going to take, before we get into this, I'm just going to ask you a question. I just started a new marketing platform. And I'm sure a lot of you got maybe 1 or 2 emails from me. I'm sure a lot of you got maybe more emails than you possibly could have needed to get from me. Well, that's a testing and measuring proposition. The good news is the campaign brought a lot of you folks in here today, and that's fantastic. But I'm going to go back, because I don't like to get annoyed of them either, right? So I'm going to go back and work with my team and make sure we tone that down. Was the reminder email valuable to you? Yes? Yeah. Okay, good. Good, good. So testing and measure. How many think marketing is an expense? Usually the CPAs in the room raise their hand, but Kathy knows better. Not a typical CPA, she already said that. She works on the tough clients. So basically, folks, let's think about it. You are not in the business of solving tax problems, or training challenging dogs, or developing IT systems. The reality is you're in the business of buying customers. That's it. You're in the business of buying customers. So how many people in this room are actively involved in 10 marketing strategies right now? That is outstanding. Congrats, gold star. I should have brought some stars. 7? 5? 3? Okay. It's got a little work to do. Not a big deal. So I'm going to kind of give you the bad news. 80% of marketing fails. 80% of marketing fails. This is why we test and measure it, and we take really small bites. 10 by 10 means we take 10 different strategies, we apply 10% of our time and effort to it, it adds up to 100%. We test and measure. It may be that only 7 of those, 6 of those, or 4 of those are really, really impact. And you put your marketing dollar into that. Because how do you get an unlimited marketing budget? When the cost, when the investment you make in marketing is less than the lifetime value of that customer. That's a free, unlimited marketing budget, but you got to do it right. You don't do 1 copy and send out 50,000 mailers. You do 6 copies and send out 50 mailers, and you test and measure and you see what works, which copy works, whether direct mailing works at all. Does that make sense?